So we're in this season of harvest. But before the harvest comes, the seed. And what I want to share with you is not so much about the seed, it's about cultivating the land. Because a lot of people have this vision of money and abundance that is very limited, very small, very short-sighted. It's like they think the only way they can be abundant is if they become a millionaire, or if they get a certain amount of money in their bank account. But there's more to life than just money. There's health, there's relationships, there's family, there's community, there's contribution, there's spirituality. All of these things are part of this abundant life, right? So I want to talk about how do we cultivate a holistic mindset of financial wellness. Now the word finance has nothing to do with money. Finance is derived from the Latin word finire, which means to end or to finish. The root of the word actually means to be in a state of completion, to be in a state of wholeness. And so, when we look at the word finance, we see that it's actually an inside-out perspective, right? Wholeness, the completeness that we all seek in our lives. How do we achieve that? Well, one of the ways is through financial wellness. And so here's the interesting thing. When you look at your net worth statement, which is simply your assets minus your liabilities, what you see on that sheet is actually a mirror image of your mind. It's a mirror image of your beliefs. And so what happens is that most people have been conditioned to believe that they need to work really hard, that they need to sacrifice today for some future reward. They've been taught that they need to live small. They need to limit themselves so that they don't have to pay taxes. They've been told that money is the root of all evil. They've even taught that money is hard to make, and they've even told that money is scarce. And what ends up happening is those beliefs show up in the net worth statements of people's lives. Their net worth stays low because they believe that that's who they are, because they believe that that's the world they live in. And unfortunately, sometimes they pass on that belief to the next generation, to their children. And so, when we're looking at cultivating financial wellness, it's about creating new beliefs, beliefs that empower us, that lift us up, that allow us to stretch into something greater. So let me share with you the 7 C's of cultivating a mindset of financial wellness. The first C is to start with gratitude. Gratitude for what you have right now. Gratitude for the skills and talents you have, the relationships you have, the possibilities that exist. And so often, we hold ourselves back because we don't feel worthy. We don't feel worthy of success. We don't feel worthy of abundance. We don't feel worthy of prosperity. And until we change that belief about ourselves, until we start believing that we are worthy and that we deserve the best that life has to offer, then we will continue to sabotage ourselves. The second C is clarity. Clarity on our values. Clarity on what we stand for. Clarity on what's important to us. See, when you know your values, when you know what's important to you, then you can align your finances with those values. You can make sure that your money is going towards the things that you truly care about. And so many of us get caught up in this rat race, this societal pressure of buying a big house, driving a fancy car, wearing expensive clothes. And if those things align with your values, great. But if they don't, if you really value experiences, if you really value giving back, if you value simplicity, then you need to have clarity on your values and be willing to live by those values. The third C is contribution. Contribution is one of the keys to financial wellness because when we contribute, when we give, we feel good about ourselves. We feel like we're part of something bigger. And when we look at the happiest people in the world, the people who have the greatest sense of well-being, it's not the richest people. It's actually the people who contribute the most, who give the most, who help the most. And so when we look at cultivating financial wellness, it's about finding ways to contribute. Whether that's through volunteering your time, or mentoring someone, or teaching someone, or being a positive role model in your community. Find ways to contribute, and you'll find that that will lead to greater financial wellness. The fourth C is courage. Courage to break free from the old limiting beliefs. The courage to pursue our dreams. The courage to take risks. A lot of us play it safe. We stay in jobs that we don't like. We don't pursue the dreams that we have because we're afraid of failing. But if we want to cultivate financial wellness, we need to have the courage to take chances, the courage to pursue our passions, and the courage to break free from the old paradigms that no longer serve us. The fifth C is connectedness. Connectedness to ourselves, connectedness to our purpose, connectedness to our values, connectedness to our loved ones. When we're connected to ourselves, when we know what's important to us, when we know our purpose, when we know our values, then we're more likely to make decisions that are aligned with who we are. And when we're connected to our loved ones, when we're grateful for them, when we invest in them, when we give back, when we contribute to their lives, then we feel good about ourselves and we feel like we're part of something bigger. The sixth C is curiosity. Curiosity, being curious about the world, being curious about opportunities, being curious about learning new skills, being curious about exploring different possibilities. A lot of us get stuck in our comfort zone and we don't look outside of it. We don't explore what else is out there. But when we cultivate curiosity, when we ask questions, when we're open to new ideas and new possibilities, then we open ourselves up to a world of opportunity. The seventh C is creativity. Creativity in problem solving, creativity in finding solutions, creativity in thinking outside the box. C, when we face challenges, when we face problems, we can either give in to fear or we can get creative. We can use our imagination, we can brainstorm, we can come up with innovative solutions. And when we approach challenges with creativity, when we're not afraid to experiment, to try new things, to be bold, then we're more likely to overcome those challenges and to emerge stronger on the other side. Financial wellness is not just about making more money. It's about creating a life that we're excited about, a life that's filled with purpose and passion and joy. It's about finding ways to contribute, to connect with others, to be creative, to be curious, to be courageous. It's about having clarity on our values and living by those values. It's about starting with gratitude and practicing gratitude every day. If you can embrace these 7 C's, then I promise you, you will cultivate a mindset of financial wellness. And when you do that, you'll start to see changes in your life, changes that you never thought were possible before. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to learn more about the mindset of money, I've got 2 more videos for you right here.